Welcome to The Click. Today we will discover one specific topic. We will start discovering it actually, and that is exponents. Do you guys know what exponents is? If you know, please pause the video in here and comment down below telling me what is the definition of exponents. Okay, now that you've commented, let's go and let's see what the definition of exponents actually is. Exponent is repeated multiplication. Doesn't this seem very similar to you? Because we have another thing, which is multiplication itself, which is the repeated addition, right? So we have multiplication as repeated addition and exponent as repeated multiplication. So in here, we can say that x is to the power of n, right? And this means that x is multiplied by itself n times. Okay, so if I have, for example, 2 as x and 3 as n, then 2 will be multiplied by itself 3 times or n times, right? This is the definition of exponents. Exponent is repeated multiplication. That's it, okay? In the expression x to the power of n, x is called the base, okay? N is called the exponent or power. Normally they call it power. And x to the power of n is called an exponential expression or power. You can just call it power. And also, take a look at this. We have x to the power of n with this symbol. Whenever you see this symbol is the symbol of power. So please keep that in mind, okay? Now let's go for examples. So for example, I had x to the power of n, right? And instead of x, I have, for example, 2. And instead of n, I have, for example, 3, right? So I have 2 to the power of 3. This literally means 2 times 2 times 2. 2 multiplied by itself 3 times, which is equal to 8, right? So for example, I have another one, 10 to the power of 6, right? This basically means 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, okay? 10 times 10 times 10, 10 multiplied by itself 6 times, it is going to be 1 with 6 zeros, which will be 1 million exactly. So let's have our last example. So I have, for example, 5 to the power of n. This kind of question normally doesn't come in things like exams, but if you see any type of question like this that says, simplify this, you can simply write it this way: 5 times 5 times 5, and then 3 dots times 5, okay? And then draw a line like this and then say n times. And this exactly means 5 multiplied by itself n times if you face a question like this. We are done with today's lesson. Thank you for being with me. Sources page.